time to discuss another one of my favourite albums of the 90s and noughties. This time it's the debut album from Steps, Step 1. So the first thing to talk about when it comes to Step 1 is this cover. They've tried to copy it a few times and you can't really beat the original. I love this. This is such a clever idea to kind of show depth in emotion, right? Okay, so nice steps, silly steps, you know, I like that. Now the album begins with something called the steptro, which I've used on the radio for many times for many different reasons, and it's just a beautiful like build up into Last Thing on My Mind. It shouldn't work as a track by itself, but I think it does. So the first thing musically to talk about with this album is the amount of iconic Steps tracks that are on here, right? So we've got Last Thing on My Mind, 5, 6, 7, 8, even One for Sorrow, which is one of my favorites. I love the way that the piano kind of builds up and it turns into a mid-tempo kind of Eurodance pop type thing. We've also got Better Best Forgotten, which is not Better Best Forgotten, but is something of a forgotten single from this era. Their cover of Love You More was a firm favourite when I did a roundtable on this album, and I do like some of the lesser known tracks on here. Stay With Me, Back to You, This Heart Will Love Again, even Experienced is quite good from a ballad perspective. I have something of an affinity to this album because Tragedy / Heartbeat was one of the first singles that I ever owned, and obviously Tragedy is not on this album. You can listen to the Steps Roundtable on the 90s and Noughties podcast, the link up here, to find out why that is the case. I think this is one of those albums that really takes me back to a time and a place because, yeah, it's really polished, but it's a certain era of polished. That definition's kind of changed over time. This is definitely a place and a time, but it's also fairly timeless as well. Good melodies, nice harmonies, and just good solid production. Possibly one of the strongest debut albums of the 90s as well. So tell me, what do you think of Step 1, the debut album from Steps? Did you own it back in the day? Do you still have it? If you are a Steps fan, what do you think of it? Is it their best or could it be better? And if you aren't a Steps fan, when you heard it, what did you make of it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again for another video.